It's medallion magic time. Let's get started with month one, the center of the quilt. So we're starting off easy for month one. We're going to be making the center star block that then we'll build around in each of the additional months. So we're going to use the mint and the white and the navy for this block. And in your pattern that came with the kit, it has the cutting instructions for this. And then I'm going to show you how to put the block together. So I've got my pieces cut for the star. I'm going to set aside my center square and the corner squares for later. And we're going to work with the navy squares and the white rectangles to make the star points. So I'm going to lay a navy square down, and because we're using solid fabric, there is no right or wrong side. But if you're using print fabrics for this technique, you want to make sure you're on the wrong side. And I'm going to align my ruler from corner to corner so that when I mark the line, it intersects both those corners. And you can do this with any kind of fabric marking pen or pencil. I've got a white one since I'm working on dark fabric. So I'm going to start out by doing 2 of these, one for each of my star points. And you'll notice that my ruler is not lined up in the corners. I have it offset a bit so that my line is in the corners. So if you're using a thinner or a thicker marking tool, just pay attention so your line goes corner to corner. And then I'm going to set out one of my white rectangles, and I'm going to position a marked navy square on top, right sides together, and there it's aligned around these 3 raw edges. And I'm going to stitch directly on that line. So I've stitched on my marked line, and one little tip about that stitching, when I'm doing this, I start stitching up here in the center because there's a little more fabric in this area for the feed dogs and your presser foot to grab onto. If you start at this end, there's no fabric for it to grab onto, and sometimes you get a little tangle. But if you start in the center here, there's more fabric to work with. So the next thing I'm going to do is trim off those corners. So I'm going to take a ruler, mark the 1/4 inch line on my stitch line. So what I'll be trimming will be getting rid of that triangle and leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance right there. And then I'm going to press that corner open. And what you can do is press first, just to kind of set the stitches into the fabric, and then open it up and press. And I tend to want to move my iron a lot, but your more successful pressing for seams is just to have pressure and not move the iron around like you do with clothes. And so now I've got 1 star point here. So after you have that one sewn, trimmed, and pressed open, move those scraps, now we add the second one on. So I'm going to take my second marked navy square and align it on the right end of my white rectangle. And you can see there's overlap here, and that is exactly how it's supposed to look. And I've got it lined up on those raw edges. So I'm going to stitch on this line. And again, I'm going to start in the center so there's more for my sewing machine to grab onto, and stitch down to this end. So I've got that second square stitched on. So same thing, I'm going to align the 1/4 inch line on my ruler with that stitch line, trim off those excess triangles, and then come over and first press my stitch line and then press it open. So I am pressing so that that got a little touch, so that my seams are going towards those corners, towards the darker corners. And so if we look here, you can see there's about a 1/4 inch above that white point, and that will be my seam allowance for adding it to the center square. And you can see mine are not quite even here, and that happens. It's very common for that to happen. So if yours are that same way, don't worry about it, because that will all be in the seam allowance and will not show. So here is my star point unit. and I'm going to make 4 of these and then put the block together. But before I do that, just want to say a little word about these triangles that you have cut off. If you are a scrap saver, these are ready to go half square triangle units because you've got 2 triangles the same size. And what you can do is just stitch a 1/4 inch down that long edge and press them open, and you'll have half square triangle units to use for a future project. And if that's not your thing and you just want to throw them out, that's just fine too. One other little shortcut, if you do want to save those corner squares and have them be half square triangles for another project, is you can actually draw a second white line a 1/2 inch from the first one and stitch on that as well. So I did this way, I stitched down here and then turned around and stitched up there. And then when you go to cut a 1/4 inch from the first line, you end up with your star unit in progress, and you also have your half square triangle unit already stitched. You just need to press it and trim it. So if you want to do that instead of having 2 loose triangles hanging around, that's a great way to use up those leftover corners and have some very nice half square triangle units for a future project. I've got my 4 star point units made with the navy star points and the white background, and now we're going to assemble the center block for Medallion Magic. So here's my mint center square, and I'm going to place my star point units on all 4 sides, like that. And then I've got a white square for each of the corners. Move that a little bit further. So this is what my block will look like. And what we're going to start out by doing is sewing these star points to the center square. So when I do this, first of all, you want to pay attention and make sure you've got the navy star points by the mint. If you sew it together this way, you will have a very different looking block. But I like to turn my star point unit over and have it on top when I sew. And I'll tell you why. If you have this on top, you can see this is where you can see that where the stitch lines come together and where the point of your white triangle is. So as I'm coming down with my 1/4 inch seam allowance, I can make sure that my stitch line comes to the right side of that point. So when I fold it open, I have a very nice white point. So I'm going to put a couple pins in to hold it. And then I'm just going to go over and stitch down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, just keeping an eye on where that point is as I stitch. Okay, so if you can see my stitch line here is just to the right of where those other 2 seam lines intersect. So when I press it open, I'm going to have a very nice point. And when I do press, I'm going to press towards my center square. And the reason I do that is because I've got more bulk here on the navy and the white side. So rather than folding that back on itself, my seam allowances are going to lie more flat if it's pressed towards the green and I don't have to fold those over. So I've got that one on. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to bring the second side over and press it toward my center square as well. And you'll see there are arrows in the pattern for pressing direction. So there's my center row, and now I'm going to do the top and bottom rows. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold the one unit on top of the other and put a couple pins in. And then what I do is I will do both of these at once, because then I can just chain piece them and not be cutting the thread in between each one. So I've got the corner square pinned on to each of those sides, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well. And then I can get all of these units stitched on at the same time and come back and press. So for the top and bottom rows, I'm going to press my seams out towards the corners. And that's for two reasons. One is that I'm pressing the bulk flat instead of pressing it in just like in the center. And the other is that my seam allowances will be going in the opposite direction as the center row, so that when we put them together they nest really nicely and help you create a nice accurate block. Okay, so I've got my top row, my center row, and my bottom row laid out, and you can see my seams here, my seam allowances press out and these press in. So when I flip this over to put it on, the seam allowances will go in opposite directions, which will help you make sure that your seams align, and then also that you don't have as much bulk. So I'm going to pin right after where I want those seams to align, because then as I'm stitching, I can keep the pin in all the way until my sewing machine needle goes over that seam, so it will be as accurate as possible. So I'm going to do the same thing up here. Because if you pin before the seam, you take the pin out before you get to it and you lose control of your accuracy. So I've got this one, and again with both of these, make sure you've got them oriented correctly so you don't have to do some picking if you accidentally put it on upside down. So I'm gonna pin this one on as well, line up those seams, put in some pins, and then I can stitch both sides of this block at the same time, and then our block will be done. Got the top and bottom sewn on. Now it's just time to press. So I'm going to press these towards the block center again, because that will minimize the bulk from all of the different pieces. There's the block. One quick tip about organizing and storing your fabric. When you purchase the kit, you get all of the fabric at once, and then you get instructions each month to create an additional round of the quilt around our center block. Keep your fabric, including the little leftover pieces this is from cutting the navy star points in month 1. So I'm going to hang on to extra cut pieces like this. I'm going to keep it all in one spot so that next month when I come to pull it out to sew, I don't have to go looking for it in different areas of my sewing room, whether you keep it in a box, in a drawer, in a bag, but keep all of your fabric scraps, and even the quilt as we put it together. Keep those all in the same spot, because then you'll know exactly where to look each month. So that concludes month 1 of the Medallion Magic Block of the Month. We've created the center square using the mint, navy, and white fabrics, and next month we'll be building some pieced units and borders around this center square. So I hope you enjoyed making this block with me, and I'll see you back here next month when we work on month 2.